and this show is going to be amazing because all it is us women talking together with each other about topics that matter to you and that matter to us and is life, because we do life together. And we've got something to learn from each other. And today we are going to be speaking to you, the youth, the young women out there. And we know that we've got some questions that we got from you. And Kira's going to be helping us to read some of them, and then we will be answering them. And you're going to get to ask more questions after the session. Or you can, if you're watching this after our conference day, you can email us with more questions, and we'll be sure to try and answer as many of them as we can. So fire away, Kira.
Definitely. Our first question is actually understanding what a Proverbs 31 woman is.
Okay, I'm gonna start with that one. Proverbs 31 women. First of all, Proverbs is a book in the Bible. If anyone maybe watching this hasn't read the Bible before, and it's a book of wisdom where people are really taught what is it to walk in wisdom. And a part of this in Proverbs 31 is a very, very famous King Solomon. His mom speaking to him about what the ideal woman is like. Now, when I first read Proverbs 31, I thought, oh my goodness, this is an amazing woman. I mean, we've, it might be showing up on your screen now, or we might have given you a handout of what Proverbs 31 is, or just go and study it and read it, and you'll see that this sounds like one she-mazing woman. She-mazing. But, you can really easily feel intimidated by that. But here's the key thing. When you come to Christ, God is saying, I want you to be that woman. Talita and Esther and each one of you, that God is saying, I want you to be that woman that I've already created you to be on the inside. That's the key. Okay, because there's life in it. And basically God is saying, once you start looking in the mirror, which is the Bible, you're going to see what you really look like. So keep looking in the Bible. Keep looking at this Proverbs 31, because that's how I see you. You are first and foremost a spiritual being, and on the inside, you are a Proverbs 31 women. Yes, you may not see the full manifestation yet, because there's certain bits in your outer appearance and your soul that needs to line up with your spiritual DNA. But that's who you are. God said it, so it's true. So you can be this amazing woman that looks after the affairs of her household and sells things and is wise in everything that she does, and is a merchant and resourceful and gets up early in the morning and does less amazing things. So we can be that. How through Christ, He strengthens us. So it shouldn't be something that intimidates us. We should embrace it and know that's what God says we are.
Amen.
Amen. Okay. Are there any other questions?
Yes.
She's lost
I'm
the question.
Sorry. It was, it's gone off.
So, just someone asked, does it mean that you should be like a 1950s type housewife? I don't know. Do you think it means that, Louise?
I totally don't think it means that. I think, to be honest with you, it's just being confident in understanding that the plans that God has for you, and it's not sitting at home 24/7, but it's you're going to enjoy this walk, because it's going to be something that actually you were before God made you in your mom's womb. That's what God intended you to be. So I don't think it's that 1950s woman at all. You can still have fun and enjoy.
Of taking care of your household.
Yes, definitely.
It's really a place of power to understand that you exemplify God's church, which is like takes care of the church household. So the same way, the women is like the bride is like Christ, and we do take care of our households, and we've got God's endowed us with a grace to do that. Amen. In Jesus' name.
So something that we talk about a lot is submission. It's definitely a topic that comes up a lot, and it's something that people don't actually understand. They don't understand the power behind it, where it comes from, and how they fit in. So let's open the floor.
I think I'll jump in there to say, to understand submission, I think we need to understand authority. And if I can make it very simple, what is authority really? It's structures in our life that govern our life, so there's order. And to protect us, really, I think it's probably one of the main purposes of authority is protection in our lives. All authority is instituted by God. So if I can name examples, governmental structures, parental structures, and then of course structures in church, spiritual authority. And what submission really is obeying those authority structures in our world. So it's not only, maybe it's something we learn when we get to know God, then we hear this word submission, but really it's all over our world. Think about speed limits. You're speeding fines. If you break the law, you're going to get a speeding fine. Why is there a speed limit? It's to protect our lives. There's people speed, there's accidents, people die, and really all authority and submission works like that, is to protect our lives. So really, if I can say very simply, I think when we get deeper into this and we have time, we might talk about where authority can go wrong, where we might have wicked or evil authority, how to deal with it. But submission is obeying governmental structures in our lives.
Amen.
Okay, well, I want to play a bit of an advocate here, but I just want to say, you guys face tremendous pressure in today's society of what women should be, shouldn't be. Even, we face that as well. That's slightly older than you, myself speaking. And I know these ladies are not the same age as me, but we face pressure for women, but you face pressure for family and for all genders. And so I just want to say that God did institute a structure, but it doesn't mean that one is more superior than the other. That's just vital, something that I need to say. Men are not superior to women. There isn't any creation in terms of humanity. Any person is not superior to the other person. We're all, God is clear, He says, we're all Greek, slave, free women. Doesn't matter what your race is, what your color is, what your gender is. God sees us all as the same and equal in His eyes, but He has a structure, just like Pastor Nanette was just describing. Amen. I hope that answers your question. Whatever answered the question.
And that sort of brings us nicely onto our next question about women doing churchy things, being in ministry, being pastors. We've got two great examples here. Amen to that. So we'll just throw that one out as well.
So Lena, do you want to answer?
That one, if that's okay. There's always that question, are men above women? Is women just supposed to be totally below men and men just rule the world and the women just submit? It's definitely not the case. I mean, with Adam and Eve was taken out of his rib, was taken out of his side to walk side by side with him. There is, like Pastor Nanette said, there is an order and there's a structure to be able to keep that order within the household, to keep that order within ministry, wherever you are. There's a boss, there's workers, there's a father, there's a mother. So there's always just that structure of authority, but God never intended for the man to sit on the woman's head. He intended all the women to sit on the man's head. We were intended to walk side by side, our men, to be able to together in unity do great things for God. We're not fighting against each other. We're fighting with each other. We're not with each other, but for each other, for the cause of Christ. And we bring out the best out of one another. We don't bring out the worst. Sometimes we can bring out the worst in one another. I'm sure in many cases in marriage and things. But iron sharpens iron. And what's weak in his life will be strong in my life. What's weak in my life will be strong in his life. So we really need to not see them as competition, but see them as God expects us and wants us to work together for His causes and for the cause of Christ, and not competing with one another.
Amen to that. I just want to add one thing to that, and that is that yes, women can serve in ministry. You can be whatever God calls you to be. It isn't about being in the ministry or not being in the ministry, about being a house mom, not being a house mom, about being a CEO, not being a CEO. It is about fulfilling your calling and destiny, which a part of it will be submitting to God's principles, because that's where the power is. It's the same for a man. If a man is not going to walk in what God has for him, really he's not going to flourish in the area where God has planted him. So, just embrace everything about your role. And understand that you will get there if you are prepared to trust in God. It all boils down to this one word, trust. That He really knows what's best for you. And get in the Bible. Get in the Bible, because that's where all your answers are. There's a whole world out there telling you different things. There's your parents, there's your family, there's your friends, there's media. Media is grossly influencing the world. It is actually controlled. Media is controlled to influence you in a certain way. That has been proven. We don't have time to talk about that right now. But the fact is, God's word is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And you can find all your answers in there. And you're going to get an opportunity now to ask more questions. One thing we do want to say is that being abused specifically by any person, it could be a man or a woman, but very often a man, and if we are a woman, whether it's verbally or emotionally, and then of course sexually, it really influences the way you see yourself as a woman, and how you will carry yourself as a woman, and how you will interact, unless you get healing. And there is healing in God. There is total healing. I've been through sexual abuse. Some of these ladies here have been through sexual abuse, and we just want to tell you that there is complete healing in Christ. Freedom, restoration, even though it seems impossible in your situation right now. God doesn't want to leave any stone unturned in your life, even at the age that you are at right now. And He wants to say to you, there's a plan for your life. So email us if you are watching this, online, or if you are here today, come speak to one of the ladies on the panel and say, who can I speak to? But we want to help you through that. So this is the end of our show today. You get to ask some questions, but we just want to say this show exists because of the voices out there. I might say, the world might say, but she says what God says. Woo!